Time is oxygen. When a child goes missing, that isn't just some dramatic metaphor. It is the terrifying reality. Every single minute that ticks by without a clear direction literally burns away the most precious resource a search operation has. In those critical early moments, human instinct is just to panic, right? We want to run in 100 different directions and rely on scattered intuition. But unfortunately, that raw, unstructured panic wastes the very time we so desperately need.
So, welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're unpacking an incredibly powerful framework detailed in the manual, Quantum Child. We are going to look closely at the TMQ rescue system, which is a quantified strategy for locating a lost child. Our core mission here is to show you exactly how to turn the chaotic, highly emotional nightmare of a disappearance into a highly effective, structured, and rapid search operation. All right, let's dive into this. Section 1, the chaos of disappearance. When someone vanishes, it's just absolute chaos. Traditional search and rescue often relies on that scattered intuition we talked about, which frankly just isn't enough when minutes matter. But our psychological reaction to a crisis like this is actually pretty fascinating. The human brain is naturally a grid seeker. In moments of intense panic, we actually crave structure. We need a way to turn scattered, terrifying data into connected meaning. Basically, we need safe containers where our raw emotions, like a mother's gut feeling or a friend's vague memory, can be separated from the noise, prioritized, and actually utilized. And that is exactly where this system steps in.
Section 2. The TMQ grid explained.
The ultimate antidote to that paralyzing chaos is the TMQ grid. It's designed to continuously update the investigation into every plausible channel of a child's life, making sure absolutely no clue gets lost in the emotional shuffle. Let's break down how this brilliant framework is built. Think of a simple 5x3 table. Down the side, you have the 5 major categories of a person's life: communication, legal, social, educational, vocational, professional, and religious. Every single aspect of a child's world fits into one of these buckets. Then, mapped alongside them are the 3 action columns: target, meet, and qualify. This setup ensures we're systematically evaluating all areas of their life, from, say, a custody dispute under legal to an offhand comment made at youth group under religious.
Section 3. Target, meet, qualify.
This right here is the engine of the grid, and it's designed to force searchers to take immediate action while still thinking strategically. The crucial part is the mechanical flow of it all. Step 1 is target. This marks a potential person, place, or idea. It opens the search and basically asks, what if? Step 2 is meet. This logs the connection or contact attempt, asking, did we actually engage with this target? And step 3 is qualify. This assigns reliability and narrows our options, asking, is this information worth pursuing? This specific flow takes a simple gut instinct, like a parent saying, hey, I think you went to the old train station, and moves it from a mere target to a highly qualified lead in minutes. Section 4. Anyone can be a PI. Now here is where TMQ gets truly revolutionary. It doesn't rely solely on law enforcement or professional search and rescue teams. TMQ doesn't ignore our human instincts, it centers them. It empowers the human element by inviting everyone into the process. In the TMQ system, you have what's called a PI, or a personal investigator. But wait, this isn't someone with a shiny badge and a trench coat. The source material defines a PI as any motivated individual willing to look, listen, document, and think like a detective using the TMQ system. You already possess the innate relational insight needed to help find a missing child in your community. You really just needed the grid to organize it. So, who are these PIs in a real world? Well, it's parents who know exactly what out of character looks like. It's neighbors who know the daily walking routes. It's friends who suddenly remember a casual comment about running away. It's youth leaders, it's gamers tracking Discord chats, or even a local delivery driver who happened to notice some unusual activity. Absolutely no formal credentials are required to capture these vital possibilities and plug them straight into the TMQ grid.
Section 5. The exponential search effect.
When you combine this structured grid with an army of everyday personal investigators, you literally unlock the mathematics of multiplication applied to hope and time. Think about the difference here. A linear search is what usually happens: scattered theories, unstructured panic, fragmented energy, and clues that just decay over time. One person does 10 things and completely burns out. But a TMQ exponential search entirely flips the script. Everyone has a structured role. Clues are immediately cross-referenced, so instead of fading, the energy redirects, creating compounding momentum. 10 people do one coordinated thing each, and boom, it leads to a breakthrough. Let's anchor this with a really practical case study simulation from the text. Imagine a boy goes missing in a local park. Without TMQ, you just have wandering panic. But with TMQ, at hour 1, 6 separate instinctual leads from family and friends are logged directly in the grid. At hour 2, a volunteer goes out to meet one of those targets and confirms a qualified lead. By hour 3, law enforcement arrives, but not to chaos. They arrive to a fully actionable, pre-filtered TMQ report. And by hour 4, the child is found safely.
The speed of this is just staggering. And the math works kind of like this. If just one person creates 3 leads, and those yield 2 conversations each, and each of those yields 1 connection, within just 2 layers of connection, you've suddenly generated 18 solid data points. Because of the grid, those 18 points aren't just scattered noise. They form a clear, converging, highly probable pathway straight to the missing child.
Section 6. A community search culture. The ultimate vision of TMQ is to expand from just being a reactive crisis tool into a proactive community culture. We really shouldn't wait until a child vanishes to learn how to organize information. The second a child is reported missing, their home must instantly become the TMQ's command center. Why? Because the home holds the absolute greatest concentration of personal clues, emotional insight, and people who care. By designating specific roles within the home, like a grid coordinator to manage the leads and a social media liaison to track online activity, the family stabilizes the operation and effectively funnels all of the external search efforts. But it extends way beyond the home, too. Local institutions have to act as proactive intelligence centers. Tragedies almost always leave scattered conversational clues long before the actual disappearance happens. Schools and counselors can track early emotional target indicators. Churches and youth pastors can discreetly map out clues regarding family instability. And of course, we have to account for digital footprints. Gaming communities and platforms like Discord are vital landscapes for digital disappearances. If these institutions already speak the TMQ language, no search ever has to begin at 0.
I want to highlight some incredibly powerful imagery straight from the source text. It says, a traditional search feels like waving flashlights into darkness. TMQ turns those flashlights into a coordinated floodlight system. That is the true essence of this explainer. It's about turning grief into grit. It's about taking every single ray of light from a worried community and aligning it so powerfully that the darkness is just completely eliminated.
Which leaves us with a really critical question to consider. If a child goes missing in your neighborhood today, right now, are you just going to be another lone flashlight weaving frantically in the dark? Or, armed with the TMQ framework, are you ready to help build the floodlight? Time is oxygen. Understanding the structured approach might just be the exact thing needed to save a life when the unthinkable happens.